Hi, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? From whichever part of the world you are watching this video from, I'm so happy you are here. My name is Dr. Luba and I make videos based on health. I give medical advice and sometimes I create a public awareness on some diseases that we should be careful about. In this particular video, I'll be talking about 4 basic things that can prevent or affect a woman in terms of having a baby or conceiving. So if you're a couple, if you're a woman who has been trying to have for the past couple of years or for a long time now trying to bear a child, but it's been difficult, there might actually be some factors that could be affecting you that you possibly do not have an idea of. So in this video, I'm going to talk about those things. And if you are here, don't skip, because the 4th reason will actually surprise you. Wait till the end. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and also turn on the notification bell so that every single time I release a video like this, you might be the first person to watch it. So let's not even wait too much for our time. Let's get right into the video. So before we start talking about those 4 things that can affect a woman, I first of all want to make this clear that it's not actually a good idea stigmatizing people or couples that have been trying so hard to get a baby or bear a child. So let's say locally in my country, for instance Nigeria, it is believed that whenever the couple or the marriage, after marriage, the woman is unable to conceive, then maybe she might probably be a witch, or she might be some sort of juju, or all those kind of things, right? So please, most of the times it's not actually because the woman is a juju or whatever. There might actually be some physiological or medical factors that could be involved that you might not even have an idea. So if you are watching this video, this is a kind of a video for you to use and then educate a lot of people out there who possibly do not have that idea, because there's this misconception that comes with the fact that women are actually the one. Sometimes women are not even the problem itself. So let's go talk about it. The first factor that affects a woman in terms of bearing a child is age. So once a woman reaches 35, about 35, 40, 45 is a stage where she has reached her menopause. Menopause in the sense that that's a stage where her eggs have probably finished. She doesn't have any more eggs for fertilization to take place. So at the age of 45 for a woman, she reaches her menopause. At that stage, no eggs have been produced. The ovaries try to disintegrate, just degenerate and then die off, and then nothing else is being produced. So you cannot expect a woman at the age of 45 to still conceive. It's not actually easy, or it's not, I won't say easy, it's not actually possible. Although there are some rare occasions, a woman, a very tiny population, a very tiny, sometimes women can break that same rule, but it's very rare. Then at the age of 35, a woman can still conceive, but what usually happens is the chances of that baby coming out with birth defect increase. So as a woman, if you're at the age of 35 above, probably 35 to 40, you should expect that although it might still be possible for you to conceive, the birth defect increases. And then in some women, even at the age of 35, it becomes difficult for them to conceive. So as a woman, look at your age. How old are you? So if you are 35, 45, then you can't actually be talking about conceiving, because that's not possible. So as a woman, if you've been able to conceive, if you're not able to conceive, then age also, as a couple, you have to look at the age, because it affects women. For the men, it doesn't affect men. Men can be at the age of 60, 70 and still be able to produce sperm that can actually conceive, fertilize an egg. So the men are safe on this one. The second factor on the list is if the woman has had an abortion in the past before. So as a woman, if you've had an abortion in the past, there is a particular blood grouping system known as the rhesus factor. So rhesus factor is very essential, it's also important, but a lot of people don't know it, and a lot of people don't put their attention into it, because it's not something that is being taught to the public that much. Most times it's in the medical line where you get to see all those things. So the rhesus factor, in the sense that, let's say if a man is carrying a rhesus factor positive, is carrying the rhesus factor which is positive, and then the woman is not carrying that rhesus factor, what will happen if the first time they have a baby together, the first child will survive, because the rhesus factor positive from the man is coming into the woman for the first time. So the woman will recognize it. The woman's immune system will recognize this particular rhesus factor as being positive, being foreign, but the first child will survive. So the second child, or consequently other fertilization that will take place, already the body of the woman has produced antibodies that will attack this rhesus factor positive. So every single time after the first child, every single time the woman conceives, what will happen? The immune system will attack it, and then the woman will probably have miscarriage. So as a woman, check your rhesus factor. If you have a rhesus factor of negative, and you probably had an abortion in the past that, maybe the man was positive. Most times, if that's the case, it means the man was positive and you're probably negative. But as a woman, if you have a rhesus factor of positive and the man too is positive, there's no problem. If you have the rhesus factor of positive and the man is negative, you don't have a problem, because already the man is not carrying a positive rhesus factor. So if you have positive and your husband is carrying negative, there's no problem. The problem comes when the husband is carrying a positive and you don't have negative, means you don't have a rhesus factor. So rhesus factor, if you have had an abortion before, for the women, please check. The good news on this particular part is there's actually a drug that, if that is detected, if that is known, if that is being detected by a few tests, is a drug that they can give you as a woman after conceiving, so that it will help you so that you don't have a miscarriage. So on this one, actually there's good news for you. If the woman has a pelvic inflammatory disease. Now, pelvic inflammatory disease could be caused by so many factors. So some women actually could have, let's say, a sexually transmitted infection, and maybe they didn't treat that infection on time, or maybe they just didn't put their attention on it. As a woman, even if it's toilet infection, even if any infection you have, affecting your reproductive system, make sure you treat that infection on time. Make sure you treat that infection before even getting married, or even before conceiving, because if you don't, most of these infections, what they do is, the complications of it is they try to spread up, and then they go upper into where you have most of your major reproductive organs, let's say like the ovaries, the uterus, the fallopian tube, the cervix. All of these helps in passage of the sperm. Let's say the uterus, for example, is like the womb. That's where the baby will grow, right? And then the ovaries, they are the ones that produce the eggs. The fallopian tube is where the fertilization occurs. So if any of these, the cervix just happen to be like an aider to push the sperms up. So if any of these portions of your reproductive system has an issue, what will happen? It will be very difficult for conceiving or for fertilization to take place, and because of that, you might have this pelvic inflammatory disease, and it will be difficult for you to bear a child. So as a woman, check that also. It's very important. If you have any pelvic inflammatory disease, it's best you treat that before going into or talking about conceiving, because if you don't, it will affect it, and you probably might not be able to conceive. The fourth but not the least, or the last one on the list, is if there is something wrong with the man's sperm. So there are two major factors that comes in play when it comes to fertilization from the man. It comes with the structure of the sperms as well as the sperm count. The structure of the sperms is just how they structure, the shape of the sperms. Normally there's supposed to be a head, a midline, and a tail. The head is the one that carries the genetic component. The tail will be the one that will help in projecting it for movement. So if the structures of this sperm, let's say the tails are missing, the man too will have certain conditions that will affect the sperm in that certain scenario, So if there's any condition that is affecting the swimming of the sperm, that could also affect in terms of fertilization. And maybe in this instance, the woman is safe. So in this number 4, the woman is safe. There's actually no problem with the woman, but the man is actually the one who is the problem here. And then there are another factor in terms of this sperm also, is the sperm count. So there's a particular amount of sperm, or the count of sperm, that should actually be able to make fertilization possible. So once the man ejaculates during sexual intercourse, if the man ejaculates into the woman, the semen contains sperm. So there's a particular count that is supposed to be to a certain level that the chances of fertilization take place. So let's say the distance from the vagina alone to where the fertilization will take place, as well as other factors that help to hinder the traveling of these sperms, there's a high amount that needs to be there. So if that sperm count is not able to that particular amount that needs to be there for fertilization to take place, the man can actually be releasing the sperms and all of that, but it can still be difficult. Maybe it could still be that fertilization will not take place. So in a situation where you might see the husband is saying, but I have my sperms are okay, I'm everything. But the wife will be saying, there's nothing wrong with my reproductive system, I'm fine, but what's the problem? So many times it could also be that the sperm count of the man is very low. So these are basically the 4 major things that affect the woman in terms of conceiving. There are other ones that I probably will try to chip them in. If you want me to make another video on that, I'll try to make a video on it too. So that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can support me by subscribing to the channel, because if you do that, it will motivate me to make videos like this for you more. If you have any question you want me to make a video about, you can put that in the comment section. If you have any thoughts on this video, put that in the comment section. If you have anything else you want to talk with me privately, I always leave my email in the description. And also, this video, there's a particular playlist. You don't have to watch all my videos. This particular video is going to be in the playlist. You're going to see it, so you can go to any playlist you want in terms of medical issues or health conditions and watch the videos relating to that particular playlist. So like I said, my name is Dr. Lubem. I'll see you in another video.